What's going on, everybody out there, and welcome back to another episode of the Dark Avenger comic book review. We're going to take a moment during this review marathon, just pause for one moment for this episode, because this is episode 560, meaning we are 40 episodes away from 600. And what's funny is we still have 5 more reviews to go, so we're going to be 35 episodes away by the time this marathon is over. But anyway, beside the point, for this episode, we're talking about the books released on March 18th, 2026.
Yes, all physicals.
All physicals for this episode. G.I. Joe issue number 20. Duke meets Optimus, and they talk about things that went on in Transformers, things that went on in G.I. Joe, and we find out at the end of this issue, Scarlet is wanted. To be continued. So no more Transformer talk, I guess, for now, because everybody kind of goes their own separate ways, but I love that we have that crossover now.
We have the Manowar issue number 3 or 4 of the God Hunt part 3 or 4. Still continuing the battle between Arak and the Sniper one, and what I forgot to mention last time is that somebody is actually teaming up with Arak, and the Queen actually does make an appearance to help out with Arak, and there's just like this whole big fight that happens, and at the end of this issue, something does really happen, and he says, "Am I too late?" That is what made my eyes go, whoa. I am loving Manowar. It is like one of my favorite Valiant Beyond books. Enough said. First place.
Amazing Spider-Man issue 24, part 4 of 9. Death Spiral. Carnage teams up with them as the saga continues. Interesting miniseries at this point. Marc Spector, Moon Knight issue number 2. Moon Knight's back. This issue, Moon Knight fights back against the agency that has been keeping him hostage for Lord knows how long, and he teams up with Zodiac, who was the one that freed him in the first place in issue number 1. The Unlikely Alliance forms. And they fight their way until they get to Mr. Smith. And we find out who Mr. Smith is. And that leads into issue number 3, which we'll talk about when we get to issue 3, which I believe actually is the last episode of this marathon. Wade Wilson, Deadpool, issue number 2. Again, if you love Deadpool, you'll be reading this book. More nightmares about losing his daughter. More of him working against Hammerhead. Really good stuff. Really enjoying Deadpool. We're in DC Comics now with Absolute Flash issue 13. A new story starts here. We get the introduction of Absolute Mirror Master, as well as we get to see Ted Kord, and we also get to see another character in this book. I won't spoil that, but but Wally ends up taking her. Yes, I will spoil a little bit. And they go off somewhere, and that's where Mirror Master makes his first appearance. This is part 1 of 2. So we'll be talking about part 2 as we get towards the end of this marathon. World's Finest issue number 49, the finale to the Mirrorverse with Ultraman and Owlman. Superman and Batman get freed. They end up fighting against the crime syndicate and end up going home because the next issue is issue number 50, which is going to be its own story. So we had to wrap this up really quickly, and it was just a 2-parter. Interesting, fun read, nice 2-parter. Nightwing issue 136. I was a little bit like, really, this is where we're going after such a great story? Apparently, there's this witch from the past of Bloodhaven, and Nightwing picks her up because she's walking down a highway, and 90% of the book is him driving with her as a passenger and him wanting to take her somewhere. Artwork was pretty good, but the story was, what are we doing here? I guess we'll find out in the next issue. New Era starts here with New Titans issue number 33. The Titans are trapped in some type of a loop, and people are trying to save them. And Dick finally figures it out halfway through the book that, oh yeah, we are stuck in a loop, and breaks the loop. And it turns out the people that were trying to save them are the new Teen Titans. What are we going to find out? We'll find out in the next issue, because that's where this book leaves off. So we'll find out how the new Teen Titans save the irregular Teen Titans in the next issue. And then we conclude with Superman Unlimited issue number 11, The Future of John Kent here. So John, adult John, fights this being from the 4th dimension and beats him and becomes this guy, which is Tomorrow Man. And because he beats him, he gives him a little bit of a prize. He gives him his younger self that was trapped in the volcano back. So before everybody starts celebrating, because I know there's one person in particular who is going to be celebrating thinking John is back, stay tuned when we get to the next issue of Superman Unlimited before you celebrate about John, young John, being back. And that's it for this episode, 560.
Yep.
I'm so sad to see that we had to do a 10 within a marathon, but we got caught so far behind. Stay tuned. We'll be doing 261 later on today, and then we still got 2 more days of the review marathon going on. So till then, take care, everyone, and we'll see you really, really soon in the next episode.
See you.